Well, it's Tuesday. Wow. Oh, I got a cool
Lady
scarf.
Levenza told you that? You ought to tell everyone else that too. Let's all meet up after school. Good morning. I'm sorry. I can't believe what I tried to do to you two. I genuinely cannot apologize enough for what happened. Oh, come on. There's no need for that. More importantly, how have you been? Physically, I'm fine, but mentally, to be entirely honest, I'm all mixed up.
Are you okay? I mean, she already answered that, but
are still pretty fuzzy, and
since
I haven't really processed everything yet. I'm going to need a little time to myself to think things through. I have to figure out what to do with myself from here on.
all right. Well, my shoulder, it's fine. Why do you ask, Coach? May I take the extra class as well? I want to study more. This class is so awesome. There's no bullying or anything like that here. My bad. I have a club today after school. You guys can go home without me. Club? I thought he was in the go home club. The greatest club.
Time's up.
Happy New Year, everyone. You all did your homework, right? Where's homework? Next year's gonna be all about your college entrance exams. You better start preparing now. Oh, and if you cause any trouble, that'll show up on your transcripts. So make sure you behave yourselves, okay? Now, time to turn in that homework. Let's see, who's on class duty today?
Man.
Have you been studying? Well, not that you really had time for that. Yeah, wasn't much in the way of time for that kind of thing, you know? Not exactly. I'm getting texted and stuff. So it seems like the events of the main game are having an impact since we're not in Maruki's reality right now. Even though, you know, if we're not in Maruki's reality, you'd think Akechi would get arrested again. But apart from that tidbit there, unless he's on the down low and he's, you know, avoiding it at the moment because he needs to work with us to take down Maruki, maybe. I don't know, man. So everyone being nice who doesn't have to do with Maruki's reality, it's just that there? Yeah, probably is then in that case. Is everyone rested up? More or less. My mind was racing so much that I passed out before I even realized it. Same here. I think I've sorted through my own thoughts, but I'd still like to hear everyone else's take. It doesn't matter what I say. Sure thing. I'll come to the hideout right after school then. Gotcha. Cool, I'll be waiting for all of you.
Hey.
Definitely need to update everyone about Lady Levenza. And cook up our plans for here on out too. Yeah, let's do that. Gonna have a bit of a discussion at the hideout. Stuff, yeah.
We have to choose our own path, eh? Akechi had mentioned that we needed to determine what we'll do from here on out. It seems he was right.
We can't accept this reality, but that means we'll have to fight Dr. Maruki, right? That's right. We have to confront Maruki and steal his desire. In a way, it's business as usual for us.
Dr. Maruki is an adult with a warped desire, but that desire's just a wish for us all to be happy, right?
I admit, it's nothing similar to the desires we've seen in the likes of Shido and Kamoshida. The Phantom Thieves only change the hearts of evildoers. Dr. Maruki is quite different from our past targets.
Well, I think we already know what we gotta do. Haru's right. Dr. Maruki ain't a shitty adult at all. There are probably plenty of folks out there living all happy in this reality. Who knows?
Wait, so is
Maybe
this
Dr.
still
Maruki's
partially the
actually
fake
doing the
reality?
right thing. But we all still feel like this reality is
We just
wrong,
broke out of
right?
our own individual
We
ones.
decide what's right for ourselves. That's what we all agreed on when we went after him in the palace.
So it is still
Changing Doc's
warped
heart fixes our reality,
rather than
and I'm gonna
the events
do
of
it.
main game.
So somebody say something?
Sorry, I was just thinking about how right you are, Ryuichi.
So we're going to change our target's heart not to reform society, but to acquire the reality we believe in. That doesn't sound bad at all.
Then it's unanimous. Well, that means our next step is pretty clear.
Which of the two should I choose? I'm really in debate.
Right.
Maruki said that he'd be willing to fight if we are too. It's safe to assume he's expecting us to infiltrate his palace.
That reminds me. You know that, reality bending stuff? Why is Doc able to do that anyway?
I've been wondering the same thing. Even if he was a top cognitive science expert, that wouldn't be enough for him to do all of this.
If we're going to fight Maruki, we'd better dig up some more intel on him first.
It's weird having my controller vibrate.
Hey,
Hi.
this is Lavenza speaking.
Lavenza.
Huh?
Your will of rebellion has reached new heights. We would like to aid that will, if you find it agreeable.
That'd be helpful.
Wait, how is she even calling you?
And how'd she know how high our wills are? Did she tap your line or something?
Her timing was just too perfect. Maybe she actually did.
I have performed no form of electronic surveillance whatsoever.
Apparently, she can hear you.
There's something I wish to tell you regarding your current situation. However, I'm reaching the limit of my communication ability with this method. Let us meet in person tomorrow.
Meet?
Yes. Of course, your friends are also invited. As for the location, let us convene at your school.
At Shujin?
Wait, she'll be at the school? Lavenza will?
In that case, I'll see you tomorrow.
She hung up.
Is she really gonna go to our school? Just walk through the front gates like nothing?
I'm not sure what to make of it. But since we've determined our goal and Lavenza's offered to help us, I'd call that progress of some sort.
All we have left is whatever we discuss tomorrow at school, plus whether or not we're going to team up with Akechi.
Considering what he told us, really does seem like we share an end goal with Akechi, but
Well, I think we ought to team up.
me too.
Are you sure?
Dr. Maruki's strong enough to change reality itself. If we're gonna fight him, we're gonna need Akechi's help.
Plus, if he does betray us again, we'll just take him out too.
I guess that settles that.
Let's all meet at Shujin tomorrow. I'll take care of figuring out how to get Yusuke and Futaba in the school.
I appreciate the effort. Thank you.
All right, let's head home for now.
Easy enough for me, I guess. Alright, well, reality's still being weird. So, do you think Lavenza will make it to the school? Hope he doesn't get lost or anything. Yeah, don't you think it's a bad idea, wandering around in that getup? That's true. Hopefully no one gives her a hard time, or maybe no one else can see her or something, maybe, I don't know. If someone does, you better come up with a good excuse for her, Harmonia. Morgana's on top of it.
For real?
What? No, I'm not. I was supposed to pull something like that off. Kitty helping out a little kid. Sounds like one dynamite duo. That could last 3 seasons in a movie, easy. That's not exactly helpful to us right now, though. At any rate, I'm certain she would reach out to us if something were to go awry. I've seen the word several times before. I don't actually know. Awry, I believe how it's pronounced. That's true. We can put our face in Lavenza. Yep, that's totally what I meant to say. Agreed. Let us know if anything changes, Harmonia. Good night, everyone.
Yeah.
Why would Lady Lavenza want to meet up at the school? It's not like she just wants to check out the place, right?
Hey.
Yeah. So I can't do things. Yeah. Unless you would let me. There's no way you would.
Hey.
Yeah. I figured so. But
I'll just add this.
we add this. Like that. And then we sleep. Yep. Time for a little bit of a nap. Good night. Oh, it's not voiced. Hey. Sorry. It's nothing. Come on, what's up?
No.
I was just remembering what happened last night. Or wait, what happened that night? You remember, right? The night before we went into Mementos to erase it. Before we dealt with Shido.
Hey,
Remember how I said I finally found the place where I belong? Even though I said that and really believed it, I still fell right into Maruki's hands. I know I've made it obvious how much I want to be a human. More than once, I thought it would give me a chance with Lady Anne, but what I did was just so lame. I can't believe I was off having a blast while you were busy trying to help us. But you came back. Oh, yeah, that's true, but I mean, that was just the right thing to do. Now that I think about it, you've been helping me from the very beginning. Hell, I was locked up in a prison when we first met. Nowhere near cool. You don't have to be cool.
Right.
Well, that's true. And after all we've been through together, there's no point trying to act cool in front of you.
Listen up.
You know what? I'm gonna make you a promise right now. From here on, I'm going to be more independent. I just kept relying on you for everything, because deep down, I thought you could figure everything out for me. But that's all changing. I'm going to stand proud on my own 4 feet, and I'm going to be the one to protect you. I promise I will. So, a thingamabob happens! Our characters get even stronger with royal stuff. Whoa! They're gonna combine their strengths and make an ultimate Zoro? Okay. I discovered a new, no, my original power.
Alright.
Morgana's persona Merciless has transformed into Diego. Card.
Okay.
Alright, time to serve Maruki as just desserts. Anyone who tries to pull one over on us like that is asking for it. Let's do our best.
Right.
Right. Sorry again for all the hassle. You and I are gonna be even greater partners now.
Let's turn in
Well,
for the night.
things are going to get hectic starting tomorrow. Let's call it a night. Will do. Majestic Presence. Increases effective allies' healing skills. May decrease SP cost. Okay. Interesting here. And Diego's the real name of Zoro, huh? Evade electric... I mean, you know. Again, I could always just, if there's electric attacks out, just, you know, switch you out. Since those are things that we can, do. Yeah, I kind of like having those around. Maybe one or the other of this would be best rather than both. I don't know. I don't know, man. They're both cool things. You know? I feel like a lot of my dudos I'm just gonna, you know, swap out if it comes down to that. Where there's something out there that they're weak to. Right, I don't know. Unless the boss is like a multi-element thingamabob that, you know, screws with me. But hopefully it doesn't come down to that. The new year is starting. You all look sleepy. What, do you doze through the new year? Or Shogatsu one big excuse to laze around? Good grief. Shogatsu's not supposed to be an excuse to relax, you know? We decorate with Kadomatsu, Kagami, Mochi, and Shiminawa in order to welcome the Toshigami deities. It's one of the oldest traditions in Japan. By the way, cherry blossom viewing and even Children's Day are meant to commemorate deities and spirits. Japan's got a lot of gods, so naturally there end up being a lot of events and rituals to accommodate them all. There's a phrase referring to all the Shinto gods as a collective. Anyone know it offhand? Alright, Takamaki-san. I'll bet you slept through Shogatsu. Oh, that's mean. Huh? Yeah, I mean...
Hey, wait!
Hey, Lady Anna's obviously panicking. Be a good guy and help her out.
Seriously?
So unlucky. I didn't even sleep through Shogatsu. Moni, are you awake? Can you give me a hint? It's some kind of phrase about the gods, but it's kind of abstract, right? What's this phrase supposed to illustrate about the gods of Shinto? I can't check the thingamabob right now. Supposed to illustrate about the gods of Shinto. I assume, like, if I had to guess, I'd imagine this. Yeah, I think that's right. There's a specific number, right? What's that phrase again? What about how many gods there are in Shinto? Well, it's definitely not 3. 8 million seems like a whole lot. You know? But, I don't know, the 10,000? There's more than that, actually. Oh. Well. So, numerous. And then 8 million. Yeah, I think that's it.
That means...
So people call the gods of Shinto the 8 million gods.
This is it.
Correct.
That's correct. We call them Yaoyorozu no Kami, or the 8 million gods, though that number's not meant to be taken literally. Yeah, Yaoyorozu is essentially shorthand for myriad gods, an uncountable number. In olden days, the Japanese believed that gods dwelled in everything. What with all these traditions, you could say these beliefs still affect our lives today. It's a wonderful thing, really. We really need to cherish our history.
Nice.
Lady Anne seems really relieved. Okay. Wow, I really needed that point of charm. I really get it studying. I'm impressed. Okay, are things happening at lunch?
You've been awfully busy lately. Don't forget to eat lunch.
Oh, look, there she
As
is.
for myself, be sure to order some jelly-filled bread and...
Maybe some jelly-filled donuts, Brock's favorite.
That's...
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's just fluttering down the hall like a graceful... Wait, that's not my point. Let's follow it.
Okay. Do I actually have to follow it, or... I guess I actually have to follow it. Chase it down so you don't lose sight of it. Okay. And yeah, seems like a intermisting system there. I'll just phase through you. No. And then down. Like, can you see that? I went down to the first floor. So this way, chase the butterfly. Where on earth is it trying to go? Well, we gotta follow it for now. Probably trying to go outside. Maybe we should open a window or something. It's maybe what we should do, you know. Okay. Wait, this... Wasn't that where Maruki had his therapy sessions?
For real?
Nurse's office? What's going on here? It's just like my dream. Even showed up in your dreams? Strange. Well, never mind that. There's no point in thinking about that right now. Let's get inside the nurse's office quickly. Okay. So a thing's gonna happen in here.
Lady Lavenza.
Hello. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
I see. Exchanging common expressions upon meeting like humans do, it has a rather pleasant feeling. But that is irrelevant. Let's turn to the matter at hand. As I told you yesterday, there's something I wish to tell you. But first, please gather your other friends here.
Here? You want to meet in the nurse's office?
This place is filled with the cognition of bed rest. Maintaining my existence in a reality controlled by someone like Maruki is no simple feat. But the exhaustion that it induces is limited by this place's cognition, so I may converse with you all in person here.
I... see.
Let us continue this conversation once everyone involved has convened. Until that time, I will provide my eyes a much-needed rest.
Wait, rest? Lady Lavenza? I guess we should get everyone in here.
I have to do this gameplay-wise. Or... Nope. Good.
Infiltration success.
I'm rather surprised no one took notice of us.
Considering how I don't have an adequate excuse for the school to approve your being here, we're lucky it went as well as it did.
As long as you maintain an air of confidence, you can fool just about anybody into thinking you belong. I must say, though, I hadn't expected you to actually reach out to me for something like this.
Well, it's just as we said before. We've accepted your offer to work together.
Now's not the time to let personal stuff get in the way of our goal. But if you ever betray us again, we'll make sure you regret it.
All right, then. That's no concern of mine, anyway. Remember what I told you all before? We share a mutual interest. Until Maruki is defeated, we have a deal to uphold.
It appears appears that everyone's arrived. Does this mean you're ready to begin?
Ain't that our line?
Tell us what you know.
Yes. I wished to speak with you about the circumstances that led this Maruki to alter reality as you know it, as well as the true nature of his power.
You know all of that?
I admit there will be a degree of speculation involved, but only to a small extent. First, I will explain the situation with the current reality. I believe that Maruki has altered the cognition of the masses. In other words, it's thought that the alterations he's made are the result of his meddling with Mementos.
He changed Mementos? How is that even possible?
How'd it come back?
Wait, don't forget about our experience with the Metanav and Maruki's palace. Seems like this kind of thing has a habit of sticking around despite our expectations.
Mementos is the cognition of the masses given form. If that man is truly capable of controlling individuals' cognitions, and that man were also to gain access to Mementos, it would be no surprise that he could impact everyone's cognitions and affect reality itself.
Could he really have done all that? I mean, it's assumed that Dr. Maruki has the power to control cognition, right?
Exactly. That man's controlling of cognition. Let's see. Why don't we refer to his power as actualization? Most likely, that actualization is a power unique to a persona. In other words, this man named Maruki is...
He's a persona user?
That's impossible. There's no way to have a persona and a palace at the same time.
Determining when Maruki first awakened.
I thought
to his
Futaba had a
powers
persona and a
is
palace at the
only
same time.
impossible.
Or
However,
then there.
by the time he crossed your paths, there's no doubt that he was making use of his actualization, although he may have only been doing so subconsciously.
Even if it is just his subconscious, he's using a persona in the real world.
So, his ability to make Yoshizawa-san think she was Kasumi-chan.
It was most likely through the use of actualization.
Still though, even if we assume that Maruki has unique persona abilities, such as the case with him and myself, we still need to determine how he used that power on Mementos as a whole, rather than a single individual.
Right. Even if there were some kind of power that could affect Mementos, it's on a whole other level from what we've seen so far. A single person just shouldn't be capable of all that.
That's true. Changing reality just by thinking about it isn't something humans do. It's something that, like, gods do.
And what if he became such a god?
What? The god of control.
Indeed, the being in Mementos that you all defeated was a false deity that the masses deludedly clung to. It is easy to conclude that Maruki simply took over the false god's position when it disappeared.
Took over his position? What do you mean? So you're saying society thinks of Doc as a god now or something? No. The Phantom Thieves are the ones who gained the masses' support after defeating this so-called god of control. So it would follow that the masses would turn to the Phantom Thieves next as their savior. In that case, why did they instead turn to Maruki, who did none of the work the Phantom Thieves did?
The masses were invested in the Phantom Thieves, not Maruki. Wow.
Wait, you what? What do you mean? We never wished for anything like this. Is that really true?
It's most likely because...
Yeah, well, whoop, it doesn't really matter what I say, though.
What? After we defeated the god of control, we wished for reality to be like Dr. Maruki described it. And it happened?
I don't remember doing any wishing with you guys and Doc. I mean, when would we have even had the chance to?
What about our counseling?
Oh, yeah, these parts weren't voiced, so you can't change the past, but you still want to keep your chin up and press onward. Is that the gist of it? Yeah, sounds about right. I mean, it'd definitely be better if none of this had happened at all, but... Oh. Well, no matter what path you might have to take to get there, hope your track dreams will still do you some good in the end. Thanks.
Looks like you all walked right into the spider's parlor.
There's no way of knowing how many of those situations were intentionally orchestrated by that man. However, the result is still the same. A desire for his actualization was seeded within your hearts. Thus, I have no doubt that it was your own desires that led to their actualization.
So this is all our fault, huh?
We're the ones who told him the cognitive world really exists, too.
I don't think we told him. He, like, figured it out from us, though. Let's put an end to this.
Right, let's fight. If this is our own fault, we've got to be the ones to fix it.
Yes. This realization changes none of what we must do.
Very well. Then allow me to proceed. This world is in a very unstable condition currently. On the day that the God of Control fused Mementos with the real world, the merging was undone through your efforts, and the two worlds are now attempting to return to their initial states.
So, what you're saying is this world has reverted to a state where the fusion with Mementos hasn't been totally undone. That explains why Maruki's palace was visible in Odaiba.
Even as we speak, Maruki is still influencing this world in places where its boundaries are blurred. As slow a pace as it may be, he still continues to actualize the world of the masses as a whole. Should this continue, reality shall merge with Mementos once more. The two worlds will again become one. When that happens, anyone trapped within the actualized world can never again awaken to the original one.
No.
This issue goes beyond the masses as well. Although you are all Persona users, it would be next to impossible to defy Maruki in a world completely under his control. To be clear, once the two worlds conclude their fusion, there will be no chance of your success in this mission. And I believe this fusion will conclude in 1 month's time.
We only have a month.
If memory serves me correctly, February 3rd was the date Dr. Maruki gave us, right? Could he have possibly chosen the time limit based on when his actualization will be completed?
It's possible.
If that's the case, we don't got another choice except to steal his treasure by then.
We'll need to secure our route to the treasure by the 2nd so we can send our calling card. Then, on the day of, we're most likely going to have to fight Maruki.
Allow me to produce the calling card. This is certain to be our final card. I'll pour my heart and soul into its creation.
Be that as it may, there are still some unsolved questions.
Yeah, you mean the meta nav?
Right?
What's the deal with the palace's name? Doesn't seem to affect the app's functions, but
That must also be a product of Maruki's cognition. He most likely learned that you could somehow infiltrate the metaverse. As long as he permits your existence, your method of infiltration will not entirely disappear either. However, in his heart he must have feared you would learn his identity as the palace's ruler. Perhaps such a feeling took the form of hiding the ruler's name from you.
But in that case, why didn't Dr. Maruki just actualize us out of existence entirely?
You know, maybe he wants to save us.
Maruki told us he wants us to accept his world. It may be hard to believe, but since we mutually benefit from his actualization, maybe he really does want us to submit. Sorry, even if it does fix shit for us, I just can't accept the world getting treated like that. Let's start the infiltration tomorrow, yeah? And you? Sound good? You're willing to ask me as well. Duh, dude. The Phantom Thieves don't act unless it's a unanimous vote. Fine then. You know I have no intention of accepting Maruki's world anyway. Then that settles that.
Wait, what about Yoshizawa-san?
We may not have summoned her as one of the Phantom Thieves. This definitely involves her as well.
Maybe we should fill her in on our situation once she comes to terms with her own. What she does with that information, though, that's up to her.
Right.
If that concludes matters, I shall continue to watch over you, Trickster. Please show me the path that you choose for humanity. I just...
So now we have a better understanding of what our time limit
Guess
is.
we might as well close up for the night. Hey, once you're done washing that, you can go ahead and call it a welcome.
Yoshizawa?
Have a seat. She's here to see you, right? Now, don't worry about finishing up. I'll take care of it later.
Sorry for coming over so late. And thank you for the coffee. It's delicious. Would you mind if I got something off my chest? Thank you. So, to tell the truth, I saw you all go into the nurse's office today, and, I sort of eavesdropped on your conversation.
Vote now on your phones!
You've all found the paths you want to take, and are following them with such confidence, whereas I'm simply... Like Dr. Maruki said before, I ran from the truth. I couldn't handle the fact that Kasumi died because of my actions. My memories are still a bit hazy, but even when I remembered that I'm really Sumire, I didn't want to accept it. I was still running from reality, where Kasumi is gone, where I had to live for Kasumi instead of as her.
Do you still want to run?
No. Like I said earlier, I realized something when I saw you all striving to push onward. I can't keep running like this, but now that Kasumi's gone, I have no idea what to do with myself. Senpai, what should I do?
Vote now on your phones!
You can
Whoa,
be
what a
awfully
crazy
firm
decision I made
sometimes,
there.
Senpai, but you're absolutely correct. I must thank you for allowing me to unload all of this onto you. I'm still not completely sure what I should do, but I plan to think more on it. I've got to figure out what to do with my life now.
Okay. Tomorrow we're going to the palace. We're going to take back the world, the real world. Yeah, sounds like a plan. Rewriting reality. I would never have thought such a thing possible. Not only that, but this palace is ruled by a persona user. How does that make any sense? I know god moding when I see it. / creative mode. At this point, basically is a god, right? This should make Shido look small time. We need to come up with a plan. That's a good point. We should meet up tomorrow. Sounds good. Speaking of which, how should we contact Akechi-kun? Guess we could let him back into the group chat, right? Yep, that'd be the quickest. Vote now on your phones. Alright, I'll take care of it. Thanks. We're meant to go, huh? We better come up with a plan. That time is gonna go by fast. So I assume it's going to be, you know, more scripted cutscenes and stuff for the next few days and stuff like that.
Let's do it.
And I probably can't go out and do things yet for a bit of time. Is what it's seeming like, yeah. So more scripted stuff is occurring for a while. So let's see what happens here, I guess. Anything happen tonight? Maybe.